demystify astrology for you. I want you to understand that the oldest of all techniques, according to me, for understanding and predicting situations and events here or on the earth is unquestionably astrology. Now, astrology is very, very closely linked with astronomy. Now, we have 12 full moons in a year. So, every 12 full moons, as we now call them the seasons, would return clockwise. Now, this information was vital to our ancestors because they could use it to prepare for different seasons. We come to Scorpio, the scorpion. The astrological symbol for a scorpion is a scorpion. It's between October 24th to November 23rd. Now, the sun's entrance into the sign of Scorpio was a matter of life and death. The sun's heat was dying, as were the crops, the flowers, and the leaves of the trees. The least prized of the livestock were killed and the meat preserved for the coming winter. All this death must have reminded our ancestors of their morality. But they realized that the leaves and the perennial crops and flowers would be back in the spring, and the annual crops and flowers would live on through their seeds. So when these flowers were dying, they started collecting the seeds. The animals that were killed would live on in their offspring and through the people who ate their flesh to survive. So the reality of a kind of life after death in their everyday world suggested the possibility of a life after death in the spiritual world for our ancestors. See, we have refined, along with the coming of years, we have refined our astrology, but this is actually the truth of how our ancestors read the stars and made their assessments. The associations. Now, Scorpio is associated with the most powerful magical mysteries in our lives. That's sex, a life or death matter if ever there was one, death and resurrection, power and change. The parts of the body ruled by Scorpio are the eliminative and reproductive organs. People born during this time of Scorpio function best when they can use their power for getting to the heart of a matter without regard for diplomacy. They're quite truthful actually. The sun, it travels through all these 12 zodiac signs and it comes back to spring. So the return of the sun to the portion of the zodiac occupied by the constellation Aries marked the return of the spring, and so the cycle began again from the Aries, then the Taurus, then the Gemini, then the Cancer, then the Leo, Virgo, Libra, Scorpio, Sagittarius, Capricorn, Aquarius, Pisces, and back to Aries. It's like a clockwork precision.